There's a new Captain America interview out with the new Captain America. Listen to what this guy has to say.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. This is kind of like an aspect of a dream coming true. When I was a kid, all of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you no. When you look out your door and you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in the tower, that kid really believes there are dragons out there. That stick is really a sword and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, and that princess is not there. And all of his little dreams were dashed. So, as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon and we slay that dragon to save that princess. And that's kind of what this movie was for me.
Okay, whatever nonsense he was talking about there at the end, did you get the parts at the top? He goes, yeah, I don't think Captain America is about America. No, I think it is. It reminds me of the Ben Shapiro video when he's explaining why girls shouldn't be in the Boy Scouts. And some gal at a college says, well, where does it say that? And he says, it's in the name Boy Scouts. I think Captain America does have something to do with America. It's in the name Captain America. I don't watch these movies generally, but Jeremy dragged me out to go see Avengers Endgame. It was me, our producer Jonathan Hay, and Jeremy. And we go, and I remember in that movie, at the end, Captain America gives over the role of Captain America to some random black guy. And there was clearly a racial narrative here, which is, okay, we white people had our turn. Now it's your turn. I think that was even the line. Now it's your turn. But it wasn't motivated really by anything in the story. It was just some random black guy. It didn't even really fit into the story. He goes, but anyway, you're a black guy, I'm a white guy, so now it's your turn. You're going to be D.E.I. Captain America. Here you go. Because, I don't know, my skin's not dark enough. Yours is. Here you go. You're Captain America now. And what is the first thing Marvel does when they make the black guy Captain America? They say it's not about America anymore. No, man. This never had a chance. This has a huge budget, by the way. There are conflicting reports on what the budget is, but some argued the budget was almost $350 million. Some think it's less, under $200 million. In any case, really, really expensive and really bad timing because the American people, white guys, black guys, Hispanic guys, just voted to get rid of DEI and all of this nonsense. And they just voted to support America. You had on the national question, you had a choice in this election between America, nationalism, and globalism. And the people overwhelmingly voted for America and the nation. And then they get the DEI Captain America comes out and he says, yeah, forget about America. Captain America has nothing to do with America. Okay, cool, man. Let's see how that does at the box office. Can't wait to check it out. Go to goodranchers.com, use promo code Knowles. You know my absolute favorite meat is from Good Ranchers. You get steakhouse quality, individually sealed, so you're not going to have a lot of waste. The steaks are out of this world. I, in particular, like the New York strip bone-in and the ribeye bone-in, but they're all fabulous. The sirloin's great. I'm not even a huge sirloin guy, and the Good Ranchers sirloin is terrific. Their burgers are the best I've ever had. They also have chicken and fish and all that kind of stuff. Bacon, really good bacon. Their ham is terrific. It's just all amazing. Seed oil-free chicken nuggets. You can make sure that you are getting 100% American meat, free from antibiotics, free from hormones, just really, really good stuff. This new year, spend less money ordering out, going out. Just get that steakhouse right to your home. With their New Year, New Meat special, subscribe to any box. Use my exclusive code Knowles to claim $25 off, free express shipping, and your choice of free ground beef, chicken, or salmon in every order for an entire year. How do they make the numbers work? I have no idea, but it's incredible quality, incredible pricing. If spending more time with family, spending less going out to eat, enjoying quality, nutritious American food is on your resolution list, go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles, goodranchers.com, American meat delivered. Very disturbing story, we were told, out of Metro, UK, saying that British young people are ready to embrace dictatorship. Is that true? What does the story say? More than half of people aged 13 to 27 in the UK believe, quote, the UK would be a better place if a strong leader was in charge who does not have to bother with parliament and elections, according to the Times. Okay. So first of all, that doesn't necessarily mean they support a dictator, especially not in the UK. I don't know if you guys are history buffs or if you know much about geopolitics, but the UK has something called a monarchy. And still, today, actually. Now, the monarchy has been weakened since the days of James I, Charles I, Charles II, and James II of blessed memory, the latter. But Charles II, he did dissolve Parliament, didn't he, gentlemen? Go home. And with good reason, by the way. So I don't know. That doesn't say, it's not like they're calling for Hitler or something like that, is it? Now, a third agree the country would be better off if the army was in charge, and almost half think that the entire way our society is organized must be radically changed through revolution. Okay, I don't like that. Young people are really into revolution. I'm not that into revolution. We like evolution, not revolution, we conservatives. You know, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But in any case, what does this represent? It represents in part the radicalism of youth. Youth just tend to be more radical than older people who kind of mellow over time. But also what it represents. It's not just an error of thinking among the young people. It's not just Principal Skinner. Am I out of touch? No, the young people must be wrong. No, what it represents is a failure of the current system to respond to needs. Because our current system, which we are told is a democracy and is so wonderful, is not really a democracy. It actually wasn't intended to be a democracy, but then our current system of government, here or in the UK, is neither a democracy nor really the system that it was supposed to be. This happens. The desire for a strong man to come around and clean things up is not some aberration. It's not the fault of fascism or communism or some moral failing of the people who feel this way. This is a part of the natural cycle of regimes that has been attested to since Polybius in antiquity. This is part of what is called anacyclosis. The notion that you have a monarchy. There's a monarchy, and then that decays into a tyranny when the monarch stops ruling for the common good and starts ruling for his own self-interest and his own private aggrandizement. Well, when that happens, according to the cycle of regimes, an aristocracy takes over. The aristocracy pulls the power back from this corrupt tyrant and rules with a bunch of elites, but for the common good, aristos, meaning good. Then the aristocracy decays into an oligarchy, which governs not for the common good, but for private interest. And that is when you have a democratic revolution, and then the people rule for the common good. But then that decays too. That can decay into mob rule. And then a strong man comes back and takes power. This is the classic cycle of regimes. Our founding fathers knew this. John Adams wrote about this specifically in an essay on man's lust for power. The founding fathers wrote about it elsewhere, and the framers wrote about it elsewhere. But John Adams writes about it really specifically. So what our founding fathers tried to do, and our framers tried to do, was create a system that would escape the cycle of regimes. And they modeled this, wittingly or unwittingly, on the political philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas, who, in the Summa Theologiae, writes that the perfect regime is a mixed regime. It's got elements of monarchy and aristocracy and democracy all mixed together. That is what our founders gave us. Sometimes you hear a conservative say, we don't have a democracy, we have a republic. It's actually even deeper than that. We don't even really have a republic, according to our founders and framers. We have this mixed regime. Sure, Ben Franklin will say, we gave you a republic if you can keep it, but there's more to it. The presidency has a lot of the power and trappings of a monarch. The Senate has a lot of the power and trappings, or at least it used to, before the 17th Amendment, of an aristocracy. The House of Representatives has a lot of the trappings and power of a democracy. The judiciary has a lot of trappings and power actually of a monarchy because it preserves tradition against the changing whims of the people. So it's a mixed regime. That's what it's supposed to be. But even that mixed regime can become corrupted. It's been good so far, largely. Even in the UK, which has a kind of a mixed regime, when the people continue to vote for something and they don't get what they want, and when the thing they're voting for is perfectly in keeping with their legal traditions, with the rule of law, and they don't get it because the ruling elite just won't give it to them, they're going to look for alternatives. They're going to say, this system is not working. This system is not what it says it is. So the Brits vote for the Brexit, and they don't really get the Brexit. They vote for Boris Johnson because he's going to limit immigration, and then immigration goes up. At a certain point, they're going to say, all right, well, this system doesn't work for us. You see this here, especially with migration in America. You vote for George Bush because you want to close off the border, and then you get these amnesty deals being proposed. You vote for Obama because Obama says, I'm going to deport people, seal up the border. Then you get a lot of mass migration. You vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump tries to build a wall, tries to seal up the border. He's undermined by the bureaucracy. You say, oh, I guess our system just doesn't really work. It's not really a democracy. It's not really a republic. It's not even really the functioning mixed regime that we were promised by our framers. Okay, I guess the cycle of regimes is kicking back in again. I guess human nature is returning. That's the fear. You want to avoid that? I think Thomas Aquinas, obviously, is a very smart guy. I think our founders and framers were very smart guys. But if you want to escape that cycle, if you don't want a strongman to rise up, well, then how about you defend our robust system, our mixed regime? The libs don't want to do that. That was a great clip. Ring the bell. Thank you.